if you haven't reached $10,000 a month yet on Amazon FBA doing arbitrage, so whether it is online arbitrage or retail arbitrage, I'm going to explain to you in this video how you should proceed. So the first thing you need to understand is understand how a business works. What is a business? And a lot of people do not think about it, but this is right now that you need to set up your foundations. So a business is, you can think of it as a machine that turns cash into inventory, inventory into account receivable when you have a sale, and account receivable back to cash. And hopefully you have more cash than when you started the cycle. So this is how a business operates. If you want to reach your first, if you want to make your first $10,000 a month, you need to really be good at the first part. So disregard everything else. You need to be able to be consistent in turning cash into inventory. Now, how much money should you spend on inventory to make your first $10,000 a month sales? How much money should you spend every single month? So it's going to depend on how fast your inventory is going to sell, right? So usually for me, and this is, I'm a little bit further in the process. So right now I'm doing around $30,000 a month, and I'll make a video on how I am going to bring my business from 30 to 50,000 and beyond that. I'll also make, by the way, videos in everything that's in between for you guys. But today we are talking about $10,000 a month, and myself, in my business, my inventory takes around 60 days to sell from the day I purchase it to the day I actually get the sale. So if I wanted to make $10,000 a month, knowing these numbers, and if you have the same numbers as me, if I wanted to make $10,000 a month, I would have to have at all time in my inventory $20,000 worth of inventory, not worth of inventory, but worth of inventory. Like, my inventory should be able to sell for $20,000 at all time. I should have $20,000. I should have double what I want to make every month, because it takes 2 months for my inventory to sell in its entirety. So the thing you will need, you need to understand is that, and that you need to know, I should say, is that if you want, like, usually you're gonna spend between 35% to 40% of what you're gonna make on inventory. Your cost of goods sold is gonna be like between 35 to 40% of your revenue. So if you wanna make $100, you're gonna need to spend around $35 to $40. At least that's what's going on for me. And I think it's pretty average. If you have, I have return on investment of around 70%. So this is something you should be in that zone between 35 to 40%. Okay, so if you want to make $10,000, you are gonna need to spend $3,500. Anywhere between $3,500 to $4,000. Okay, so $3,500 to $4,000. Now, if for you it's pretty much the same as me, you will need to spend double that, because your inventory turnover, the time it takes you to sell all your inventory, is 2 months. Okay, so if it's the same for you, it's gonna take you, you will need to spend between $7,000 to $8,000 every single month to get that business doing, like, consistently $10,000 every single month. Now, what's important is really, like, if you are a beginner, if you are between $0 to $10,000 a month, what I believe is important is being consistent. So if you need to spend, and let's say for you, because you can really make it, and this is what personally I am going, but I'll talk about that in another video. This is the change I'm going to make in my business, is that I'm going to focus on inventory selling way faster. But you can, I believe you can bring the time for you to sell your whole inventory down to 30 days, especially if you are beginning. So if it takes you 30 days, you need to spend, let's say you need to spend $3,500 in inventory to make 10,000. You divide it by 30, you need to spend $116 every single day to reach $10,000. If it's $60, if it's double that, so let's say you need to spend 7,000 because your inventory takes 2 months to sell, and I think it's pretty much a good spot. So if you need to spend 7,000 every single month, you are gonna need to spend $233 every single day, which is not hard to do. It's gonna be maybe, at most, it's gonna be like 3 leads. If you want to really work hard, do it. And if you do not want to take risk and like diversify, it's gonna take you 2-3 leads to reach that volume. Okay, so you're gonna need to be consistent. As I said, you're gonna need to be able to find leads every single day, whether you are manual sourcing, whether you are using tactical arbitrage, or whether you are doing reverse sourcing. It doesn't matter. You will need to be able to spend this little bit of money every single day. And this is right now that you set your good habits, that you start to really set up things for the future. Because if you do things wrong here, you're gonna need to change a lot of things in the future, and you should really focus on being able to be consistent and spending money every day and finding leads every day. This is how you are going to reach your first $10,000 a month in revenue. Now, of course, you'll need a little bit of capital. It's fine. Just keep working a little bit every day until you reach those numbers. If you can only spend $50 a day right now and you have no other capital to inject, it's totally fine. Just spend your $50 a day until you build enough capital to get your $10,000 a month. And as a beginner, you may think that $10,000 a month in revenue is a lot. It's not a lot, guys. It's pretty easy to do. You do not need to work a lot. When you understand how to source, you do not need to work a lot. You can probably, like, if you did not want to diversify that much, you can probably like find just one good promotion every single week and spend all your money in that. But I would say that it's better to diversify. It's better because you will learn, like, you could do it with just one website probably, but you will learn sales cycles of multiple online retailers, and this is going to be helpful when you reach 20 to 30,000, because if you don't have that knowledge yet, you will need to pick it up, and you're going to have days, you're going to have weeks. If you do not pick up that in the beginning, you're going to have weeks where when you reach higher numbers, when let's say you need to spend $1,000 every single day, you're going to have days where you are not going to be able to reach those numbers. And this is right now, once again, this is right now that you set the foundation of your business. Try to be consistent, learn multiple websites, learn multiple sourcing methods. Do not just stick with reverse sourcing. Do not just stick with tactical arbitrage, because it can be really easy to just stick with tactical arbitrage. This is what I did in the beginning in my first couple of weeks, and I was already above, when I started online arbitrage, I was already above $10,000 a month, because before that I was doing retail arbitrage, and before that I was doing private labeling. So I fell into the trap of just having one sourcing method that worked really well, and for me it was tactical arbitrage and a little bit of manual sourcing on some websites that I knew. Since I did not have the foundation set up, I had I would say 2 weeks to 3 weeks where, things were good at the start, because I set up my marks and stuff. But then 2 weeks, 3 weeks after that, when there was no more promotion, no more good products on the website that I used to source when I started, I had a really hard time, and I had to transition, find new sourcing methods. You do not want that because it's painful, guys. So set up the foundation now. Try to spend a little money every single day. Try different sourcing methods here and there, so you can have multiple tools in your tool belt when you reach higher number. So this is how you're gonna reach $10,000 a month. It's gonna take you a little bit of capital, as I said. Keep working, keep growing your capital. You're gonna reach it in a couple of months. It's not that much, guys. And once you reach it, you're gonna realize that you're still broke and that you need to make more money. Okay. Right now, I'm making around $30,000 a month, and I feel like I'm super broke. But of course, and if you do not take a step back, if you take a step back, you realize that it's actually a lot of money. But guys, it's not that hard to accomplish. So believe in yourself. You're gonna reach those numbers. If you want to learn how to get better at reverse sourcing because you want to reach bigger number, check out this other video. I'll see you tomorrow for a new one.